So the paper I'm talking about is called General Equilibrium Effects of Improving Public Employment Programs, and it was published in 2023 in Econometrica. And so the question that the paper is addressing has been one of the most vexing questions in development economics for the past decade. And basically it's looking at the impact of the National Rural Employment Guarantee Scheme, which is perhaps the largest new welfare program rolled out anywhere in the world in the last 2 decades, okay? And what it is the government came in and said that it would provide employment guarantees to the poor by saying that they would provide a certain minimum number of days of work to the poor. Now, the goal here, the reason this was, the program is designed this way is delivering welfare programs in low-income settings is often difficult because of the targeting problem. And so there's a self-targeting component here that it's only the poor and the needy who will show up to do the back-breaking work in these programs, okay? But the reason this was this big open question is that even if the poor are benefiting from the direct income from the program, it could be hurting market employment, because if you pushed up the wages in the private sector, the employment in the private market could be falling. What we found is that there was a dramatic improvement in incomes of the poor, a 14% increase in income and about a 17% reduction in poverty, okay? And what was amazing is that most of these gains are coming not from the direct gains on NREGA, but rather from increases in market earnings, okay? And we find that market wages go up and market employment also goes up. Now, this is a very counterintuitive finding, because normally if the wages go up, you would think that employment should fall, okay? But what we find here is that not only do wages go up, but employment also goes up, okay? And it turns out that there's 2 important reasons for this. The first is that in feudal rural India, that you've got landowners have a lot of market power, okay? That in settings when you have concentrated market power, that improving the outside options, as in this case, through the public employment option, can improve not only wages, but also improve employment, because you're countervailing the market power. So that's kind of one mechanism. But the other mechanism is that when you increase the incomes of the poor, they also increase demand for locally produced goods and services. So what you see is this significant increase in total aggregate demand and an increase in non-agricultural firms and non-agricultural employment, okay? So it ends up being that the NREGS was this incredibly effective anti-poverty program that not only improved equity, but also improved efficiency in the economy.